Okay, and for those that can't see, well, that's York. He's a large yellow male lab. Fonzie looks pretty much the same. They're almost twins, and Sally's a little stockier, a little shorter, a little darker, thicker coat. And they run amok when they get together. They have great fun in our backyard. They run, chase each other, play tug of war. It's just a good fun day. The only issue that we really have is at the end of the day, you hear a lot of, is this my dog? That's not my dog. Is this my dog? Who's got my dog? But as yet, nobody has gone home with the wrong guide dog. Although I have heard of that happening. It would be pretty funny, but maybe it's a myth. I'm not sure. If you know anything about that, people getting their guide dogs mixed up, maybe write it in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear it. Hey, my name is Steve Fox, and this is York, my incredibly talented guide dog, and very laid back. On you, buddy. We started making these videos because I wanted to share what it was like for me living as a legally blind guy with a guide dog, and maybe get a couple of messages across along the way, but basically have some fun. And this week, well, let me backtrack just a little bit, just go back. Everybody that knows me knows how much I hate winter. I'm not a big fan of the cold, the wet, the rain. I do surf and stand-up paddleboard, even though I'm legally blind, but in winter, I find it harder to get the motivation to get out there. And even though I have had a couple of surfs this winter, there haven't been many. And all the time that I should have spent surfing and exercising, it seems that I've spent that time going out for coffee and having a muffin or doing a long lunch, all that sort of stuff. So when I went for a surf this week, I found out just how unfit I really am.
Go ride a little bit, there's a couple of cars just here.
Right, that's me carrying my board while hanging onto the back of my buddy's board, and he guides me through the bush down to the beach. Hey, Jilly. How we looking? Go. Now you see me on my board out in the surf. Mark found us a spot on the beach where there's no one around. He points me in the right direction and tells me when to go. It's bad enough being old and blind. I don't have to be fat and unfit as well. And for those that can't see, a large wave just knocked me off my board. I'm sitting at the back waiting for Mark to call me into a wave. My rash vest reads, Vision Impaired Surfer. It's a beautiful day. I love being on the water. Salt water, it's good for the soul.
There's one behind.
Right in it? Yeah. I catch a wave and ride it through. Unfortunately, the GoPro angle is not quite correct, and I cut off my head. So maybe it is a better angle for me anyway. But I ride the wave through to the inside before I get wiped out in the shore break. And if you'd like to see the complete story on how I managed to surf legally blind, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Steve Fox and York the Guide Dog. It's coming soon. If you're blind or vision impaired, talking scales are definitely the go.
Hello. Your weight is 95.1 kilograms.
95. Okay. 95 kilos or 210 pounds. Ouch. And if you notice the camera starting to shake there, it's because my wife started to laugh. Can you imagine any husband in the history of the world ever laughing in the same situation? It'll be a suicide mission. All right, mate, I'm getting weighed, so are you. Go on you get. On the scales. Good boy. How much are you?
33 kilos.
33 kilos. Okay, matey. Good boy, mate. Fit Not Fat 2020, here we come. We already do a fair bit of walking, don't we, buddy? But we're just going to have to step it up a little bit. I'm going to keep track of things with my Apple Watch. Oh, sorry, buddy. if you're blind or vision impaired and you've ever thought about getting an Apple Watch, I would say go for it. I love it. I was looking for a talking watch, and as far as I could tell, I couldn't find any of the major manufacturers that made a talking watch or a watch for the blind or vision impaired. There are talking watches out there and braille watches, but I just couldn't find one that I liked. The thing that I love the most about my Apple Watch is that it's just a watch that's designed for everybody, but they make it totally accessible for the blind or vision impaired. So I wish they'd do that for everything. I wish, people that made microwaves and dishwashers and washing machines would put a little tiny bit more into their programming to make it accessible for the blind or vision impaired. But that's probably another video. But anyway. All right, new exercise program, new pair of shoes. These are my old shoes. And the bottom is pretty much worn out. I can feel the ground through there. And for those that can't see, I'm sticking my finger through a giant hole in the side of my shoe. That was a vision impaired moment. Before I got Yorkie, when I was using the cane, somebody left some metal on the ground, and it went straight through my shoe, straight through my sock, and into my foot, and it really, really hurt. But these shoes, they are done. And here are my new shoes, a new pair of black Asics running shoes, super spongy. Rest assured, no running will be ever done in these shoes. Not if I can help it anyway. If I'm running, there's a big problem. But yeah, they feel good. That's me, kicking things off with a couple of push-ups and sit-ups. Okay, I've got Yorkie's harness and I've attached this pedometer. Let's put it on him. Yorkie, come. Come here, buddy. Good boy. Let's put your harness on, mate. Okay, good boy. Oh. The vision shows York guiding me along a bike path right beside the beach. There's a rocky point with a headland in the distance. Forward. York continues to guide me along the bike path. There's some low bush in the background. I'm wearing dark shorts, a dark long sleeve t-shirt and an army camouflage cap. Okay buddy, off to find some chin-ups. We're going to do chin-ups. Oh, good boy. York successfully guided me to the chin-up bar along the bike path. I'm doing a few chin-ups when someone walking past yells out.
I'll be happy if I could do one, man.
One of the most difficult things that guide dogs have to do is walk past other dogs and not get distracted. Here, York and I are walking along the bike path past the beach when two people walking four dogs come in the other direction. Kindly, they move just off to the side and allow York and I to pass. York glides past with barely a second look. Well done, mate.
But just the way he's looking at you.
He's pretty special.
Yes.
Nice talking to you though.
Talking to you too.
See ya. Forward, straight across. Find the curb. Good boy, find right. Find coffee.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, how's it going? Is there room for us on the deck?
There is, yeah.
Yep,
There's
cool.
2 free tables just out the door.
Okay, cool. Hey Kate, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Oh, pretty good.
Oh, you're on GoPro mode again?
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Find a seat. Good boy. Good boy, Yorkie. Ah, yes, please. Large latte. And this view gives some perspective to the walk that we did today. Along the beach, past the pine trees, to the headland at one end, and then back uptown for a coffee. Well, we're back from our walk, Fit Not Fat 2020 day 1. Yorkie's pooped, but don't worry, he's had 3 drinks already on the walk and another one when we got home. And I've had some water too. The Apple Watch.
Moving 2,625 calories. Exercising 67 minutes.
That's not too bad. It only measures when my heart rate gets over a certain level, I think. I'm not an expert on the Apple Watch. I don't even know what all of it really means, but I think that's the beauty of it. You don't need to be a tech expert
Siri.
to
12:15 p.m.
to be able to use it, because I
Page 8 of 14.
definitely am not.
Move activity. 12 flights climbed. Total 11 a.m. Active. Total steps 9,918.
So that's not too bad, 9,918.
Total distance 8.09 kilometers.
Bit over 8 kilometres walked, York and I.
Flights climbed 16.
And I think that that's just the hills around here, because there's quite a few hills where I live.
60 BPM.
And my resting rate today is 60, so that's not too bad.
Breathe.
I don't tend to use that. I think I've pretty much got breathing nailed. I don't need any assistance with breathing, but there you go. So being legally blind, I can't actually see the screen on my Apple Watch. I'm using VoiceOver, which is Apple's inbuilt accessibility feature for the blind and vision impaired. So wherever I touch the screen, it reads it to me, and you get to know where everything is. I love it. I can also make phone calls on there. I use Siri, and it's just amazing. Perfect if you're blind or vision impaired. So if you want to get an update on Fit Not Fat 2020, hopefully it's going well, then please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Steve Fox and York the Guide Dog. We'd love to have you along. Also make a complete video on surfing, the ins and outs, how I do it, legally blind, and I'll make a video on how I make YouTube videos, legally blind as well. So if you'd like to know any more about any of that stuff, please subscribe. Steve Fox and York the Guide Dog, and hopefully we'll see you in our next video.